Well, according to the Ontario College of Family Physicians and the Ontario Medical Association, many family doctors in Northern Ontario are working around the clock to keep the emergency rooms in their communities open. And for these doctors, closing the ER is not an option, as the next ER is often 2 to 3 hours away. And for more on this, we're joined by Dr. Sarah Giles in Kenora. Dr. Giles, thank you for taking time to speak with us. First off, how dire is this situation? Paint the picture for us.
In Northern Ontario, family doctors don't just work in clinic. We run the ERs, we're your anesthetists, surgical assists, delivering babies, running chemo, looking in inpatients. It's a bit of everything. And we are exceptionally short-staffed. Where I work in Kenora, in the month of August, we had 50 unfilled ER shifts. We are a tourist hotspot, and keeping us open has been a Herculean task. We rely on people to fly up from Toronto, London, Ottawa, to often just do one shift at a time. But if the highway closes due to an accident or their flight gets canceled, then one of the local doctors have to step up. But when you take doctors away from what they usually do and put them in the ER, all those other services suffer. And there's only 13 of us who work in a very busy ER. We're all working above and beyond what is safe for us and patients. And it is a day-to-day struggle to try to keep our ER open.
Okay, Dr. Giles, here in the GTHA, we've already had announcements and experiences of ERs having to close for a short time, because they don't have enough staff. So how do you propose to, what should be done in order to help fill this gap? Because you can't continue to rely on doctors to come from this area when we're short-staffed here.
Right. Well, I mean, first of all, I think we need to look at things from an equity lens and realize that just because you have a northern postal code or you happen to be an Indigenous person working in the north does not mean you deserve to have a shorter life expectancy, which we know already occurs. And it's a little bit different where I live because many of our locum physicians come from Winnipeg, so we need to compete with them. So first and foremost, we need to make sure we are training people, enough doctors, enough nurses. We need to make sure we're not just poaching from middle-income countries, and we need to be competitive. So for instance, right now, Northern Ontario is not competitive with Manitoba in terms of contracts and work conditions.
Okay, along those lines, Dr. Giles, as we begin to wrap up, can you give us an insight as to what this strain is doing on the personal lives of doctors? Because, people are obviously working additional shifts and they're being away from their family and friends.
I cry almost every day. I am so stressed out because what right do I have to be at home resting so I can be a really good doctor when I know that somebody else's life could be on the line if we close? And it is a constant moral struggle. And I have seen all of my ER colleagues in tears this summer because we are pushing ourselves to the brink for our patients and we want to be there, but we are kind of destroying our own lives in the process.
Dr. Giles, that's heartbreaking, but I thank you for being very candid with us. Thank you.
Thank you.